But what are your thoughts about the ban?
Well, I don't want it because I have reached so many young people. I feel like, you know, I feel like there's ways to make it better, just like there's everything. Instagram, same thing. I feel like it's all in the algorithm.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So for me on my Instagram, I watch a lot of positive things. So that's my algorithm. The more crap you watch, the more crap's going to be on there.
Welcome to the TikTok influencers you really should know about, the podcast dedicated to showcasing the remarkable individuals on TikTok who are making a genuine impact beyond just their good looks and celebrity status. From advocates for social justice to comedians who brighten our days, this podcast celebrates the diverse talents that make TikTok a vibrant community. Tune in to discover the influencers you may not have heard of yet, but you definitely should know about. Welcome back to the TikTok influencers you really should know about. And I am so happy about today's show because I've been following this creator for quite some time. If you want to know who the heck I am, I'm Christine Blasdale. I am a media coach and I am a TikTok enthusiast, a creator myself, but thing compared to these wonderful guests that I have on the show. And today is no exception. I'm happy to welcome aboard Denee Vadell, who is a stenographer, and her mission on her TikTok page is really to bring awareness about this as a career opportunity for people and the fact that we are also in a stenographer shortage. And this is really critical to our justice system all across the United States. So I want to welcome to the show, Denee Vadell. Welcome to the TikTok influencers.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Finally, I'm happy I finally made it.
I am happy you made it too. And before we started recording, we were just talking a bit about your TikTok page. Now, what got you? Because I'm always interested, and we're going to play a clip. We'll play one of your videos that I think is really important. But what got you started on TikTok?
So I started on Instagram and I just pretty much was back in the day posting. There's this one that I posted where it was about me on my machine. I was like in my pajamas. It was during the pandemic. And I just posted something silly and it went sort of viral on Instagram. And then another reason is because one of my friends, her name is Shawnee's Day, and she is the creator of something called Steno in the City. Yeah.
Right.
So good. She's so good. So she had this idea to promote stenography on something called the Don't Rush Challenge. So that it was something big at the time during the pandemic where nurses and lawyers and everybody they were promoting their profession. And it was like basically you're in your what well for like the nurses, they were in their scrubs and then they would like take their let's say their stethoscope and then put it into the camera like this and bring it back out and then be like glamorous. So we did the same thing where we had our professional attire on and we're there on our machine and then we would take the machine and put it into the camera, come back out and we were like all glamorous. And then I had the idea of taking the machine and passing it to someone else. So I would pass it to the next person. And we did this and we involved so many stenographers around the country and to actually promote the profession. So I feel like that's kind of what got me started to really promote. And another reason is because I wanted to tell my steno story. I have a unique story of how I got started in stenography. And I kind of just wanted to get that out there. And then from there, I created Stenofluencer and it's been doing really well.
It has, and it caught my attention. And like I said, I was like, "Oh, I have to get her on the show to talk about this." So tell us, because you teased a little bit about. Tell us your steno story.
Oh, right. So I was actually in school first to become a speech pathologist. And I actually attended three different colleges before I found court reporting school. So, and how I found court reporting school, because I didn't know what a court reporter was when I was a student at Montclair State, and I met my boyfriend on MySpace. We actually met in college. We met in college, Ramapo College, and we didn't get together then because we were both in separate relationships. Then on MySpace, when we weren't in relationships anymore, he hit me up and was like,
As they
you
do.
know, he messaged me on MySpace, and that's how we got together. And come to find out, his cousin was a court reporter, and he was a videographer for a court reporting agency. And I had no idea what a court reporter was. And when I was in school for speech pathology, I was like a sophomore, I think. So, and to get into speech pathology, you had to get your master's, which means I had a lot more schooling to go, basically.
Yeah.
So when they introduced me to stenography, they were like, why don't you go to an orientation at the court reporting school? At the time, I went to Stenotech in Fairfield. It's no longer there because there's such a shortage of even students. So many schools are closing down. It's so sad. So I went for an orientation and I fell in love with the steno machine. It's the most amazing. I have it here too. I'll show it to you if you want. But I fell in love with the steno machine and I transferred right away into court reporting school. In court reporting school, I actually got pregnant my first few months in court reporting. And that's something called the theory. And theory is where you learn the steno language, the shorthand, like you said it's like Morse code or something, right?
Yeah.
So you learn that language, and it's usually like 6 months, depending, 6 months to a year, but mainly 6 months. It's all self-paced, so it's really how fast you go personally. So I got pregnant my first in theory, and I got all the way up to 100 words per minute. So those are the different classes we take in court reporting school. It's basically legal terminology we learn, medical terminology, professional ethics, English grammar. We learn all of those academic classes. And then from there, we do speed classes. And that's writing on our machine. We call it writing, not typing on our machine. So we write on a machine and we start at like 60 words per minute to graduate theory, then 80, 100 words per minute, all the way up to 225 words per minute. When I got to 100 words per minute, I was about 9 months pregnant. I had my little steno baby. I left school. I took 6 months off to bond with him. Then I came back and I graduated, which was like, thank goodness. But, court reporting school used to have a 95% dropout rate. So just me coming
Ooh,
graduate, yeah, just me coming back to graduate was a huge deal. And yeah, that's pretty much my little steno story.
I love that. If there is like if you looked up in the encyclopedia, well, you don't have encyclopedias anymore. You have Wikipedias. But yeah, okay. If you looked up Google in stenography, your picture should be there. You should be the poster child, right? Because I mean, and like you were talking about the dropout rate. What do you attribute to that? Is it just because it could seem really hard or it is hard for people? Because yeah, I looked at because on your videos, on your TikTok videos, a lot of times you'll be in one screen and then you'll show the actual steno, and it looks like gobbledygook to me. I mean, it looks like some bad Sudoku puzzle, I don't know what the heck. I could never, infiltrate and figure out what a court case was about because I couldn't understand that. But is it because it's hard for people?
Definitely. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But just like what you said, right? If somebody reads that, they wouldn't be able to understand it, right? It's so specific. And that's one reason why I don't even know if we're going to talk about this, but AI can't, AI is not secure enough to take over our jobs because of that reason right there, right? So those steno notes that we have, those are the things that we archive in the system, in the justice system. There's our steno notes. So it's not audio, it's not nothing like that. It's notes that from our machine and our fingers. So if somebody can't read that, and let's say someone's trying to hack the system, they're not going to be able to get that. They're not going to be able to get those transcripts. Only we can transcribe those. But yes, so it's hard. I'll go back to that later if you want, but it is very hard. But I feel like you have to really obviously want it. And I feel like I've never met a court reporter who hates their job. Like court reporters, stenographers, we love our jobs. Like we're in love with steno. So yeah, look, hold on. I have a steno tattoo on my finger. I'm ridiculous.
So that is really interesting. And then you had mentioned a bit about AI and the issue of AI possibly replacing stenographers, live human, incredible, beautiful, wonderful machines on their own. And that's a good lead into if it's okay to play one of your videos from your channel. Yeah? Okay, we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna play again, my guest is Denee Vadell. She is also you can find her on TikTok. Just go to @stenofluencer, and I will have a link in the show notes. So you don't have to worry about that. You can just look at the show notes, click on that, and follow her and comment on those videos because that always helps the algorithm. And I encourage you to do that. So let me pull this up.
So I get this question a lot. So let me just set the record straight about AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, so here's the deal. AI will never replace human court reporters. While advancements in technology are impressive, right? We court reporters bring essential skills and insights that AI simply cannot replicate. Our expertise in capturing the nuances of spoken languages and understanding courtroom dynamics ensure that the profession, stenography, will always remain vital. The human element in legal proceedings is vital, and we are committed to maintaining the integrity of the record. In fact, experts warn that relying solely on AI could lead to significant security and accuracy issues within the justice system. We're not dinosaurs. We're more like unicorns. Court reporters will certainly leverage technology to enhance our efficiency, but rest assured, we will not be replaced. Currently, there is a national shortage of stenographers, with more professionals retiring than graduating from court reporting programs. So if you're looking for a rewarding and in-demand career, you should check out Plaza College's School of Court Reporting. So they actually offer a free virtual introduction to stenography course, and that will help you discover if court reporting is the right career for you. So also, I personally drop into the free class. So when you join, you'll get to know me and you can ask me questions live. Seating and availability is limited, so just comment steno below or DM me and I'll send you more information. Hey guys.
Oh, I love that. You make stenography of like, well, I don't want to say sexy, but you make stenography kind of cool. Like, you know,
Funny, that's not the first time I heard that.
and people who are listening through the Apple Podcasts or Spotify, they don't get to see you with the eyes, the little eye movements that you do, but you make these really enjoyable videos that drive. I mean, you could be talking about, how, you could be talking about car parts. I don't. You just make these really great videos that bring you in. And so, have you? This is just you and your personality, right? You haven't trained to be a TikTok creator necessarily.
No.
No, it's just you. That's just you. Well, that's the beautiful thing about TikTok, isn't it? The and so what's okay, so what's your thoughts on this upcoming TikTok ban? What are your thoughts as somebody that's in the a working part of the justice system too, but what are your thoughts about the ban?
Well, I don't want it because I have reached so many young people. I feel like, you know, I feel like there's ways to make it better, just like there's everything. Instagram, same thing. I feel like it's all in the algorithm.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So for me on my Instagram, I watch a lot of positive things. So that's my algorithm. The more crap you watch, the more crap's going to be on there.
Yeah.
I feel like there has to be a way. I wish there was a way where like parents for children can kind of create the algorithm for kids for, so that things don't reach them from wherever things come from. You know, I think that would be great. But to ban it altogether, it's sad because I was able to actually reach. So I used to promote for the Intro to Steno program. I forgot when I posted that one video on my TikTok. I pinned it, and it's like maybe 600,000 views, something
Wow.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, on TikTok. So there was something so simple. It was me setting up for night court, and that's when I was in the Bronx criminal court. I was setting up for night court for arraignments, and I just recorded myself setting up my machine, showing people my laptop, showing me hooking up my steno machine to my laptop, and then just on my machine writing. And then I have like little blurbs talking about what you can do as a stenographer. It was the simplest video ever. And before I was going to post it on TikTok, the song that I put, it ran out before the song stopped before the video finished playing.
Right.
And, I was about to go on the record. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like I just want to post this damn video. Like, why is it messing with me today? And then I'm like, what? I don't have time. Forget it. I left it alone and I just let the algorithm do its thing. And it started, gaining traction. All of a sudden, my friend, which she's not on TikTok anymore, but she texted me. She's like, "Oh, congratulations on going viral." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And I check and I'm like, "Oh my goodness, so many people, young people, interested in stenography, saying." What? Night court is a real thing? What is this? This is a real job? Oh my goodness. Give me more information. So
Oh, that's so good.
that it was amazing. So because of that, I got, I think, like 200 plus people interested and enrolled into the free course to actually, yes,
Wow.
yes, it was like, if people, like, I don't think people understand. Career fairs are cool to go and promote and everything, but social media is where it's at.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one of your videos talks about something about money minute. What is
Minute
that?
money.
Can you minute money, can you talk about that? Because I think, people who are already intrigued about maybe becoming a stenographer, this just kind of icing on the cake a little bit.
Sure. So in court, you get a salary, but you also have the opportunity of getting a second stream of income, I would call it. Instead of minute money, it's a little more relatable. So what happens is when you get paid basically to show up to court and take down the proceeding. So whatever court part I'm assigned to, whether it's arraignments if I'm in criminal court, but now I'm in Supreme Court in New York County Civil Supreme. So now I do like matrimonials and personal injury, commercial cases, stuff like that. So whatever I'm assigned to that day, I go in and I'm on my machine and we're on the record, but not everything's always ordered. So the transcript that's provided, it's not always ordered. So what happens is when the attorneys or the judges, when they need a certain transcript from that day, we then go in, look for whatever date and transcript that they need. Then we have to go through. We don't just push a button and it prints. We go through it. We have to read it all over again. We have to proofread it, put in commas and periods because, attorneys, they speak over each other over 225 words per minute. So sometimes they'll put a period or a comma in the wrong place. So we like to go through. We have to put a caption page, a certification page, go through it, make sure it's good. And then that transcript, depending on how many pages, we charge the attorneys per page for that transcript because that's our own time. We're usually doing it
You're
at
doing it at
home
home. Right, right.
or on the train ride home, or if we have some time after work, because mainly we're in court all day. So that's why we get that second stream of income. And it's thousands of dollars that you make on top of your salary, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Well, for freelance reporters, those are reporters who they do depositions, let's say. Now, for them, they work strictly off of page rates. They get an appearance fee for showing up for the job just in case it cancels or busts. So they'll get that appearance fee. But now the attorneys usually always order the transcript for depositions for freelance
Right.
tour. So that's their income. But the cool thing with them is they get to schedule their jobs whenever they want. They can take a 2-hour job tomorrow and then be done for the rest of the day. For me, I show up 9 to 5, but I like that. That's
Yeah.
my personality. And I love coworkers because I love coming into my office. I have 2 coworkers on each side, and we come in, we make coffee, we talk about our days, our kids, our families. And when I was actually, before I got into court, I was a broadcast captioner. So I did the captioning for like CNN,
Right.
MSNBC, be live on TV. And I actually did that from home 100%. And for me, with my personality, it did not work. I was like,
Right. You missed that water cooler conversation.
yeah, it was like I was cooped up in my room working different times. I mean, it was kind of cool because like 1 in the morning, I would do forensic files. That- I did the royal wedding when it was streaming live on TV. I captioned
You were
that,
the captioner for the royal wedding?
but it was on one of the television. Like it was on like CNN. I was scheduled
Right.
for like that. Yeah, it wasn't like. Yeah. So there was different captioners for different TV.
I didn't realize they have real human beings doing that.
Yes, for like CNN, MSNBC, when it was QVC. I don't know if they still had that, but this was back in 2017 to 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's for hearing impaired so that they can
Yep.
wow. Oh my
Yep.
gosh, you just blew my mind. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I learned so much today from today's episode. That's the TikTok influencers you really should know about. It is also educational as well as entertainment. So if people want to learn more about you, of course they can go to your TikTok channel. It's at Stenofluencer. We'll have the link in the show notes. So don't you worry about anything. You can just follow that and check it out. Maybe this is a possible career choice for you, right? And did you have also an introduction to the steno course that you get people? Is that available through your TikTok page?
Yeah. So if you go to TikTok, I have a little link, a link tree. So if you go there, you'll see in the link tree, there's a bunch of links. There'll be a link for Plaza College's free virtual intro to steno course. And you can enroll there. It takes literally seconds. You just put your name, an email, and then Plaza College will reach out to you. A counselor will reach out to you personally and set you up for the intro to steno course for
And
free.
this is online, or they don't have to be in New Jersey or New York or
Oh, it's
oh,
over.
there you go. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So if you're interested, if your interest has been piqued in stenography, please check out that link at Denee's wonderful TikTok page. Thank you again, Don, for joining me today and all the continued success to you. All right.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. And thank you, wonderful listeners and viewers of the show. If you'd like to find out more information about this program, you can go to the TikTokinfluencers.com. And if you want to know more about my media coaching business, you can go to ChristineBlasdale.com. All those links will be in the show notes, so don't you fret. But until next time, as I always say, keep scrawling. And as Denee would say, keep stenographing, stenoing, whatever that is. Yeah, writing.
Right.
Not typing, it's writing. Okay, keep doing that. All right. Take care now. Bye.